Hi everybody, welcome along to our Tuesday take 5. I'm sorry I missed last week. I was just, last week. It was a week before I missed and threw everybody into a tizzy. What were they going to do without it? Well, we're back on track. We did last week and we're doing this week and we'll carry on doing it. I really quite like this challenge because it gets me thinking. I have, in my Black Ideas book, I have a list of things that I could choose. And I really do choose randomly. And sometimes I think, oh, no, I wish I hadn't chosen that. But it's there. It's in the list, so it's up for being chosen. And today we're going to make a floating pocket. We made one in Mr. Green. And I think I've made some previously. Pretty sure I did, actually. So I'm sure you all know what a floating pocket is. It's just a pocket that you don't stick onto a page. It's usually paper clipped on or something, and you can take it out of the journal and put it somewhere else. That's basically what a floating pocket is. And the 5 items are as follows. Paper from a pad. I've got plenty of pads. Paint. Now that's an odd one to throw into the mix. Brad, a butterfly and some fabric. So there we have it. This has had me puzzling all morning, I can tell you. But I have come up with something, but I'm sure that you can come up with something better than mine. And I can't wait to see what you do come up with. And if you're new to this channel, we have a Facebook group called Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal Group. Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal Group. And if you want to join, that's great. And we all share our ideas and our inspiration. And it's a very, very nice, kind group to be a part of. I'm very proud of everybody in it. And you can see, actually, over the time that we've been running, the progression in people. And I'm sure they can feel it themselves. I am immensely proud of everyone. Anyway, let's not deviate from this. Paper from pad, I don't want that yet. I want to make my floating pocket first off. So for that, I'm going to use an envelope, and it's one of these. I think they're called DL size. I'll tell you what the measure, but it's of little consequence really. 22 centimetres, that is, by 11, not 22 inches. That would be quite large, wouldn't it? And in inches, they measure just over 8.5 by 4.25. So that's what I'm using, but you could use anything. You could even use a piece of card. It doesn't have to be an envelope. So I'm going to stick this down first. But before I do, I'm just going to get my pokey tool and poke a little hole in it, because otherwise when you get it all, just a hole like that, that's all you need. When you get it all sealed up, there's air inside it and you can't get it out, so it's like a sort of puffy type thing that you don't want. So just seal this shut. In this day and age, I'm not really for licking my envelope too much. So there we are. And any air that's trapped in it, we can squeeze out through that little hole and it'll lie flat. Lovely. So then we have to, the piece with the flap on is going to be the inside piece. So the back will be nice and flat and square, nice to journal on. So I'm just going to fold up a bit. Stay at my finger. I'm going to fold up that much. It's an arbitrary amount. I'll tell you how much it is in a sec. It's where am I here? It's just over 2.5 inches, but it could be 1 inch, it could be 3 inches. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to crease that fold in like that. Okay, so I'm going to put some paper on the back, and as some of you may know if you've been following me, and what I'm up to. We're doing 2 folios at the moment. One, they're both with journal boat paper. The journal boat papers are lovely. I love them. And one is in her new kit, French Fancy, and the other is in I think it's called Purple Botanical. It's this one anyway. And the papers are just so nice. So I thought I would back my floating pocket with this. So that would take me to there. Do I want more of the lilac in it? Like that. Haven't thought of this one. Hadn't thought I'd have a problem here. Like that, and that would be like that. Yeah, I think I like that best. So let's just mark where we want to cut this. I want to leave just a little border around it. I'm just going to put a mark on with my Frixian pen, because then I can see it. And we don't have that fuss all the time about where's the mark, which drives me mad, never mind you. Well, I got some good news yesterday. I'm going to go and have my COVID vaccination on Friday, which is good news, I think. I think that's pretty straight along there. And I'm just going to use my my cutting knife to cut that so I can preserve the rest of the paper.
People are loving the paper.
Oh, it is. It's beautiful.
And they say the hole in the envelope is the tip of the day.
The tip of the day.
Yeah, so we can go now.
See ya.
You've had your tip, we're off.
I know, but too many times I haven't done that, and I'm like this, and it's like a puffy balloon. Whereas if you've just got a wee little hole there, you can squash all the air out. Learned that the hard way. Most of the tips come the hard way, don't they, really? Because you made a mistake. So let's just check that that's where we want it to be. Yeah, in the olden days, when card making was all the go, this would have been described as a mat. It's just a plain piece of paper that almost goes to the edges but leaves a border around it, and it's described as a mat. I don't know why. It's not a term I'm overly familiar with. I'm going to leave the outside of mine cream, but I am going to ink this. And for the rest of my folio, I've used vintage photo, so I'm going to carry on doing that. It looks nice on this paper. The paper can handle it. Yeah, so on Friday, 12 o'clock, I'm off for my jab. Some people say that you don't feel on top form after it. I don't know. I'm not usually that sort of person. I'm not a sick sort of person. But, you know, you never know. So if I am feeling bad, then maybe Saturday's live won't go ahead. But I'll tell you, it would take wild horses to stop me. So we'll see. But I'm not envisaging it. Right, so we can stick that on there. I could sew around this if I wanted to. I could. No, I'm just going to stick it down. I haven't done a lot of sewing in this purple one. So I'm not going to break that now. Oh, look, I double printed that. I have a video coming up for you guys. Well, I've been putting videos out every day this week, and there will be another one tomorrow that I've already recorded, so it's ready to go, about the French Fancy folio. So if you're following along, Jen, I know you are following along. I don't know about Mike. Hello, Mike. How you doing? What you doing today? Eh? Are you playing with your journal? That's a good boy. I think he didn't watch on Sunday, you know, because I didn't speak to him on Saturday. Jen said they were having a lie-in, but I'm a bit worried it's because I didn't say hello to him in Oliver fashion. So I'll speak to him today, and you never know. We might get him back. Right, let's stick this down.
You usually work on a Tuesday.
Oh, dear me. I'll tell you, I'm daft. Yes, I know it. I know I'm daft. It's just part of who I am. I'm just a daft person. Right, so that's looking nice. I think that looks lovely. Let's get that squished down. I've put glue stick in the middle and a bit of Aleene's around the outside, so it shouldn't be going anywhere. As I say, I'm not sewing it, so I do want it to stick down quite well. Right. So that's... Have I used anything yet? No. I've still got everything to use. Right, the next thing is going to be paper from a pad, and I'm surely not short of that. But let's take this one. There will be a series of series coming up about using your 12 by 12s. We all have them. It's like compulsive behaviour, isn't it? We buy them and then what do we do with them? So I'm going to do a whole series of what you do with your 12 by 12s to use them up in a nice, meaningful way, not just... That's the one I want. I had a look through this earlier. There are other purples in here. That's quite a nice one, but it's too big for what we want. Yeah, that one. That's okay. That would work. Don't want letters. It's not in keeping with what we're doing. That's okay. That would work. But I like this one best, so I'll tear it out. It is just paper, this. It's from Die Cuts with a View, and it's one of the 180 sheet stackers. And it is just paper, which sometimes is what you want. You don't want the thick card that some 12 by 12s are. Right, now what I want to do is cut this off at this width, well, just a teensy bit less. Let's make the markings on the wrong side, and then if I get them wrong, which I'm prone to do, be okay. So I think I want to cut it about there. So let's get that cut off. I haven't got 12 inches of space on my desk. How sad is that? And I've tidied up, I'll have you know. It was worse than this. So just get that nicely squared up there. I think that's about right. Okay. Let's see if that fits. Oh, lost it. Here it is. Yeah, that's fine. Quite happy with that. Actually, it's a really good match. I hadn't tried the 2 pages together first before I did it, as you do. Or as you don't, should I say. Right, so I'm marking on the wrong side again because I've been caught out too often. So, about there. And I am going to use a ruler for this. I know loads of you can do this by eye. I am, however, not one of those people. So I'll use my little ruler and get a straight line, and then I know I'm not on the conch. There we go. So that's surplus and this is surplus, but treat them kindly because they're brand new papers, aren't they? They've just come out the pad. So see if you can find where they go. This is the purple department here, so put them back in and they'll still be good as new when you need them again. Right, so then the next thing is this. So that's going to go onto there, but so that's my paper from the pad. I can't tick it off yet because it's still floating freely. But I also need fabric. So I've looked some fabric out that I thought might be a help. And I've got this sari silk that I ironed. Yes, I ironed it. I know. Should have seen Mr. Mr. F's face when I got the iron out. So what? What exactly is going on? And I thought that might go quite nicely on it. I've also got these 2 lots of seam binding that I get from a lady on eBay, and they're just beautiful. I tend generally to get the uncrinkled ones, and then I can crinkle them myself if I want to, but these are what I've got, so this is what I'm living with. So I've got that, and I've also got this beautiful lavendery colour one that would be beautiful with the paper. So what do I want to do?
That one more purple on the back, isn't that one? No,
yeah, it is, but it's a bit too purple, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
It's this sort of colour we're after, so that's a better choice. Right, okay. I think the thing I'm going to do is sew that on. I'm just going to sew it on and then worry about what's happening from then on. So I'm just going to cut that raggy end off. Save that, put that in your snippets box. That will be very useful at some stage. I could take all this over to the sewing machine, or alternatively, that's a nice colour, isn't it? But it's not the right one. Oh, I don't know, hold on. No, it doesn't go with that. Just a thought, passing thought, no more than that. So I'm going to cut a bit off because I don't want to take all that to the sewing machine. Right, so all I'm going to do is just sew down that. Just kind of keep it in place, that's all. So I'm not measuring it for centre or anything. Oh, I haven't even got my machine on. What's the world coming to? Right, so just a straight stitch just down the middle. And I've got cream thread in it, but that won't make any difference really. Oh, wrong stitch. So I've just done that in place of gluing it, really, just so it's in one place and it's not going to be moving from there. So yeah, I mean, it's beginning to look quite nice, I think. So I probably only need one of these seam bindings, and I'm going to go for the lighter one because it's the prettiest. The prettiest of all, which must have an end here. It has an end here. So I'm going to kind of pull it out as I do it. It'll still look crinkled, which is fine. And I'm going to kind of pull it out as I put it on. So we're going to end up with something that looks a bit like that. That's kind of the plan. I think that'll be all right. I'm not going to cut that off just in case I can't pull it as tight when I'm sewing it. So back to the machine we wheel ourselves. Oh. It's a bit lumpy around my machine because I keep putting things on the floor bin, as I heard Julie call it the other day. I've heard people refer to the in the bedroom the floor drobe. But this is the floor bin, and it's very apt. Right, so let's see if we can get this along the middle here. So I'm pulling the seam binding, but well, no, I'm putting tension on it rather than pulling it. Okay, let's have a look and see what we've got. Yeah, I quite like that. That's quite nice. Needs a bit of decorating and stuff, but it's quite nice. Right, so on the back, as I always do, where the paper stops, just put a little bit of glue and that will lock your stitches in so they won't come undone. and just rub it in with your finger, and it'll just keep them in place. So let's cut off the excess. Like that. I'm not going to keep those because they've got threads on. They're not worth keeping from a bit box. Okay.
Jean says that really brings the lavender out of the paper.
It does, Jean, actually, doesn't it? And yet when I got that out the drawer this morning, I thought, oh, that's way too light. But no, you're right. So, do I want to add anything to this at this stage? Well, the kind of things that I'm thinking will not come as a shock to you. I'm thinking there's that, which I love. I love that. And my resin roses. And what I'd thought in my head was, come off there because you're just making life awkward for me, is if I put 3 resin roses in the middle, that's going to be too much. I think just one's probably sufficient. Oh, I don't know though. And then put this at either end, because I have used this extensively throughout the folio, this flat back pearls. I quite like that. 3? What do you reckon, guys? 3 or 1? I think 1 looks a bit scanty, actually. I'm going to put 3 on. Put 3 on and be damned, woman. Well, I hope not. The weather forecast today, which I haven't told you yet, it's very bright, very sunny. The snow that we had yesterday is still lying. None of it's got away. It did snow a little bit through the night, but not massively. So I think the main roads are probably okay. I saw the snowplow coming up earlier. So we could probably get out if we needed to. Right, I'm gonna stick those on there with my E6000.
Which we will need to do on Friday, of course.
Yeah, which we need to do on Friday because I need to get out and travel a fair distance to go and get my jab. I just want to make sure these are square when I put them on. So if I put that at 1 inch, yeah, I think maybe it's slightly less. 7/8. Try 7/8. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I'm going to put copious amounts of glue on these because they've got a sort of ridge around the edge, and if you don't get the glue at least to that thickness, then you've got no chance of them. You could, I think you could probably, if you haven't got E6000, use glossy accents. I think it is a very strong glue also. I'm not telling you that that is gospel because I have not tried it. But I do see some of the girls on YouTube using glossy accents for this type of job. Seems to work. Does take ages to dry though, glossy accents. I think anyway. Let's get this on here. Right. Ooh, hello. So that's at 7/8. I don't know where the centre is. Let's find a centre. That's 4 1/8. Come on. Just do it from the end. It's so much easier. Yeah, 4 1/8. So 2 and a weeny bit. So there, in fact, is where 2 and a weeny bit comes to. Okay. I'm going to have to hold these for a second, guys. Really sorry. There's no way around it because, as I keep saying to you, it's not an instant grab glue. But in the meantime, I want to tell you about something that's coming up that I'm going to do. Yikes, yuck. Could you pass me a wet wipe, please? I'm kind of E6000 up.
You're sticky.
I'm sticky. I'm on a sticky wicket.
You're sticky hen.
Yeah. Thank you. In Scotland, people refer to wives, women in general, as hen. If you meet somebody in the street of a female persuasion, you would say, "How are you the day, hen?" And nothing would be thought of it. It would be perfectly acceptable. So Mr. F's taken it into his head that he's going to refer to me as hen. So, yeah, fair enough. That's what pleases him, if that's what makes him happy. Right, so we've got that. Next thing to do is, do we want that along there? Like I say, I've got quite a bit of this in the folio. So, yeah, I think we do, you know. I think we do. Having quite a shaky day today, so I'm sorry. To there. Right, let's get that out the road. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my goodness, we must be somewhere near the middle because they're equal. That's staggering, isn't it? Right, so I'll put some glue on there and then I'll tell you about what I was going to tell you about before I got sidetracked. So I'm actually going to put the glue over the stitches because I think somehow, quite miraculously, they are fairly central. And get those stuck on there and they can be drying while I explain to you what I'm going to be doing. It's not that exciting, so don't worry if you miss it. That really doesn't want to stick on there. I'm going to persuade it. I think we'll be all right in the end. That could probably do the clip as well. Just until it starts to cling itself. Right, just going to leave that a second. In the French Fancy folio that we're doing, this is one of the pages. One of the ones that's got ephemera on it, and it's got these butterflies on it, as you can see. I've already pinched one out of there, and I know that I am going to be using lots of these butterflies because they're the perfect butterfly for the kit. They're what came with it. So I'm going to show you how you can just take those butterflies and make yourself a full sheet of butterflies. That's the size that they were in the kit, and these are larger. I've made them larger ones. You can make them larger again. Now, I know a lot of you will know how to do this, so I'm not meaning to demean anyone. I just want to show you how to do it so everybody knows how to do it. So that will be coming up really soon. It'll be a little short video where I'll show you how to do that. Right, back to the take 5. So, paper from a pad. I'm going to say I've used that because it's just ready to stick on. Fabric, yeah. All right, so we've still got 3 things to go. Paint, brad, and butterfly. Okay, so what I thought I would do with regards to the paint, I don't know where the butterfly is going to go yet, but never mind, it doesn't matter, we'll work it out. With regards to the paint, is take a little piece of cheap watercolour paper. This is Derwent watercolour paper. It's not the most expensive and it's certainly not the best, but it is watercolour paper. And I'm just going to tear a bit. That's probably more than sufficient. And tear around these edges here as well. I don't really want straight edges. I don't know if I want it this size, but I'll get it toned down and we'll have a look. So don't all freak out. It's going to be all right. There's nothing too technical going on. Right, where's my thingy? Here. Well, I don't want it to take up a lot of room, so I'm going to tear that off there. Yeah, and that's going to go on there, which is a bit of a shame, Jean, because it's covering up that gorgeous paper, but what can you do? What can one do? Right, so what I'm going to do with that first of all is I'm going to ink around the edges and see what it looks like. That should really be the last thing, but I'm curious to see what it looks like. And if it looks pants, then I'll use a different bit. No, it's looking all right, I think. Would have been easier if there'd been a stamp in this lot, if that had been one of the choices, but there isn't. Yeah, I like that. Looks fine, because the paper is white. It's very white, so... Right, I'm going to use, for paint, I'm going to use my Crayola Super Tips, because they're easy. They're in the box. I don't need any... I do need additional water. Don't know how I forgot that. I thought somehow I was going to watercolour and I wasn't going to need any water. I've got brushes, yeah. So I think I'll use a purple. That might be a bit on the purple side. There's a kind of lavendery colour there. That's quite nice. And I don't know how... what about that one? Yeah, that's all right. And I need a green. Thank you, my love. That's grand.
You're welcome, Henny.
I've changed now. I'm Henny.
Going through the full gamut today.
Quite like that one. But that one might be a better match. Or even that one. Yeah, that one and that one, I think. So I've got 4 colours there that I think are in my design paper. Right, so what I'm going to do is get myself a brush. I'll get a biggish brush, it's a number 6. And I'm going to start with a dark purple on the top and just draw myself just some colour like that in a square. I'm thinking this is going to work. It might not. So then I'm going to wet the colour and just drag it along. Just drag the colour along like that, and then just make it go into a very fine little line, like a sweep of a brush sort of thing, like that. So just do, it's like we're doing a swatch. In fact, that is what we're doing. We're doing a swatch. So yeah, I think that's okay. Let's go back into that and see if I can get that to move a little bit more. Along there. Lovely. So we'll do the lighter purple now. Same thing. So you can see there's absolutely zippo artisticness going on here. You just draw a square, then you put some water in it and just pull the colour out. Just as if you just swiped your brush across it. Okay. The lighter of the greens probably. I don't think it's going to make much difference. I love this green. You all know that by now, don't you? I love this colour. Let's pick up the colour out of that square and just drag it along on your brush. Like that. And then the darker one. Well, that is dark. So it's just little sort of dotty marks as you get towards the end. Let's try and get rid of that sort of square shape there. There we have it. Right, so that's kind of, well, you can see what it is, a colour swatch for the papers that we're using. I quite like that. Quite like that idea. I came up with that this morning. I thought, yeah, I quite like that. If you think that you're going to be wanting to use these colours again, keep them separate. Don't put them back in your box and think you'll be able to spot them again, because I'm telling you, you won't. You just won't. So I'm going to leave mine out just in case I need them again. I'll keep them together there. So they might need just a little blast to dry them off properly. Oh, could you get my throat lozenges, please? Or just one throat lozenge? Just going to dry the back of that because it wants to curl up. Just gonna lightly spritz that back. Thank you, my love. Because it'll help it straighten up. Pull it straight, hopefully. Well, then again, not. But never mind, it'll all come clean in the wash. So there we have our little watercolour swatches. This should be dry by now. So that can get stuck on, I reckon. That looks quite nice. They're quite large, aren't they? But anyway, the next thing to do is stick them on. So I'm going to stick them on with Cosmic Shimmer because they're a bit bumpy. That's the only reason. And the glue is coming out this colour because I'm using a pin that isn't stainless steel and it's corroding. So that's why you get this rustiness. The glue still works perfectly well. It just looks disgusting. Right. Put my horrible pin back in. Stick this on. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way. And once again, I'm not going to ink around it. I like it looking kind of fresh like that. Looking nice. Yeah, that looks all right. So this, really, I'm going to have to put a brad up there, I think, so you can actually still turn it and see. Actually, that's my best idea ever, actually. Could put it there. No, because I want to put it onto... Yeah, I want to keep it like that, so if you want to put it on either side of a journal page, you can. So I'm going to have to put the brad there, I think.
Turn it on again. That way would be better.
Well, it's kind of the same, but the other way around.
Well, it's not, is it? Because the big bits are on the right hand side now instead of the left.
All right, okay, yeah.
Still the brad the same side, like, but the brad where the tails are rather than the...
All right, okay. Well, let's find a brad. Let's find a brad. Okay, I'm saying I've used paint, although maybe not very successfully. Brad. Let's get brad. That's a button box. I'm not going to find it anymore. So kind of purple or green is what we're after, I guess. It's a purple heart. It's quite nice. Purple heart, yeah, okay. It's purple square. No. Green square, no. A very light lilac-y coloured round one. Yeah, that's possible. I like that better than the heart, I think. Put the heart away. Is that the same colour, that one there? Yeah. Oh, there's a purple, a lilac-y colour star. Yeah, no, don't think that one either. Okay, we'll go with the dead plain round Brad. I hope this is going to look all right, because it jolly well might not. Okay, so I need my yoga mat, pokey tool, and to work out where it's going. I must say I like it better that way, where it looks like it's trailing off. So that's what I'm going to go with. Sorry, Mr. F and all that.
No, I wasn't saying it was better. I was just saying I wanted
Yeah,
to see whether
try
it looked
it.
better.
Yeah. So if I want that inside, but I want it to swing round, I need it about here. Okay. Oh, right, so I'm through that. And there's my hole. So I'm going to go quite a long way up with this pokey tool, because it gets wider as it goes up. So I've got a chance of getting my brad through it. No, be alright. Yeah, maybe actually, yeah. Split those, get the whack whack.
Those of a nervous disposition, cover your ears.
Yeah. Perfect. First hit. So yeah, so it still goes round, but it's not going to go around like an idiot. Idiotly. Okay. Right, fair enough. Yeah, I quite like that. And I probably quite like it like that, to be honest. Right, let's see where we're at then now. Yeah, we've used the brad. Okay, so we have the butterfly to use. And I did think all along this was going to be problematic. We now have another problem, in as much as we've got this on the back of our really nice floating pocket. So I'm going to have to cover that with something. But maybe I can kill two birds with one stone here. These are the butterflies out of the kit, and I've actually used the middle-sized one. But would that cover... That would cover that. That would cover that. Come on. That's just a perfect job. Says she, looking for something that may be more perfect. Got these stamps. I think there's some little round bits somewhere. I don't know where they would be. I did cut out some little round bits, but you know, when you cut little things out of a kit, you never see them again, do you? They're gone. They're gone for life. Let's have a look. Ah, there's two left there. That might do the job. So get your... These are 1.25 inches, I think. I haven't got 1.25 inch thingy. So I'm just going to centre this up as best I can. Like that. And put them back in there because, you know they get lost. And I could put that over there, so then I really wouldn't have a problem with any of it. And then put my little butterfly. Or even two. I'm getting carried away now, aren't I? Let's just stick this down first. Go around it with a bit of ink. I don't know if it's cheating actually using the butterfly on the back. It might be, but I make the rules, so.
Cheating?
So use your butterfly, use anything you like on your back if you want to.
You could put the big one on the back of the swatch so you don't see it until you swing it out. Shut up, Mr. F.
So if I put that there, I'm going to have to trim the merest smidge off, but then it does cover the entire back of the brad. So that's what's going to happen. I'm quite excited about this now. It's sort of better than I thought it was going to be. Oh, that's disgusting. I've got to get a better pin. So make sure that that's covering your brad. And like I said, it's just this tiny little bit sticking out there. That's fine. That can get trimmed off. I'll just leave that because I just want to stick a butterfly on in a sec. So just trim down there the excess of that circle. And you can see, yes, all right, it's a little bit short, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. So if I had one butterfly there and one there, or down a little bit. Yeah, I quite like, I mean, it's still plenty of room to journal on, isn't there? Let's be fair. So let's just quickly, I don't want these inked, I just want to get rid of that white paper. I want to make sure I've got them both where I want them before I stick either of them on. I hope that those of you that are following along with the French Fancy are enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Altered file folders and that sort of thing are my very favourite things to make. I really love making them. Okay, so we've got two weeny little butterflies here. I could have that one just off there and that one down there. Maybe that had a little bit more of that sort of angle. Oh, I wish I wasn't shaking so much today, it's a pain. Yeah, what's that look like? Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Let's do that. Let's dab that on it so it sticks but the glue doesn't come splurging out. Lovely. And this one, let's just double check before I've got hold of it in my hand with glue. Yeah, I like that. It doesn't look like we're trying to hide the back of Brad, does it? I don't think it does. I hope not. Whoops, come here, bunny lad. There you go. There we are. So there's still plenty journaling room. We haven't really eaten into too much journaling room, I don't think. So I'm just tip tapping that on. Cosmic shimmer glue does bite really quickly, so yeah, that's nice. That's the back, that's pretty. So here we have this. No, it needs to go, it can't go there either, can it? No. Mr. F's idea is to put it here, so when you move the swatches out the way, you get to see the butterfly.
Well, that was kind of my idea, but I meant to put it on the back of the swatch so you see it.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think you wouldn't see it too. You wouldn't see enough of it.
True.
You'd have to have it like that and be moving the swatches to see it. No, no, that's not happening. So let's move that out of the way.
I hear what you're saying, but no.
I hear what you're saying, but no. But no. Let's ink around this fella anyway, so he's standing out a little bit more. We'll see where we want to put him. We're off the, you know, we don't have to put him anywhere because we've used the butterflies on the back, so we don't absolutely have to find a place for this fella. But if we can, so much the better. So that will probably be like that. So I could put that there so you could see when you move it. Oh, I'm just not so sure about this, but it's on there now. It's on there, so it's staying on there. I do like the concept. I like the concept of it. I can't put that on there. It just doesn't look right. It's not right. Stop being silly. So is there anywhere on here that I'm going to put this or not? I could put that there, but it looks just like a butterfly's been plunked there, frankly. I'm going to emboss his wings. I'm going to make him into a really sharp looking dude. Sharp looking dude. That's like something I would never say. So I'm just going to use this and an embossing pen. That's a bullet tip and that's a brush. I don't know which I need. Let's go with a brush. Let's get my embossing powder out first. I haven't got any purple, so I'm going to go for gold.
Have you not got any purple in there?
Couldn't see any, but
Did you look through the ones?
no, but as I was doing it, you were setting up, so I was trying to get out your road. Mr. F's just going to have a quick scan and see if we've got any purple. I think they're glitters, actually.
Embossing glids.
I don't think we have.
You're probably right, like you usually are.
See if I can find a safety pin whilst we're this stop. Paper clip, I mean to say. I've got lots of paper clips, but no coloured ones, I don't think. No. Right, let me just carry on because this is just going on too long. Yeah, I've got these paper clips, so they'll be fine. So I'm just going to go round the outside of his wings.
Not purpley.
Is it, if it is laid out? Wow, Persian indigo. That's certainly purple. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, not enough pen on it, I think. Let's go back over with the pen. Bit too much now, probably. Yeah, that'll be fine. That will be fine. It was a very funny project. It's got glam and glitz and a watercolour swatch. It's very odd, and I'm sure you can come up with something much better.
Blingy's lurking at work.
Blingy's lurking. We have the lurking blinger. Just put a bit more down there.
Carmen says you're dressing to match your projects.
And that's got a little gap in it, so let's just get it all done. There we go. I think that's all right. Right, so I'm going to put that to one side. I'm stuck to it now. Oh, squeezers have taken a bit off. I don't know why I'm flapping over this, because I'm not sure I even like the rest of the project, but you know, you've got to try, haven't you? If you don't try, you don't know. Blingy, I was talking to Mike earlier on. You may have missed it, but I know that he's envious of Oliver, so I was speaking to him like I speak to Oliver. Right, so let's get this done. Where's my... Oh, it's on the floor. Where else would it be? Is that it? Is it gone? Oh yeah, it's going, it's going, it's going. It's going, it's going, it's gone. There we are. Well, that's pretty. If there's nothing else on this project that's pretty, that is. So, shall I just have it poking out a little bit out of there? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's not ideal. I accept that. I accept that this project today is not an ideal project. But it's tough. It's a tough one. Yeah, so coming up on the channel, we have the continuation of French Fancy and this journal, which is the Purple Botanical, both kits from the Journal Boat. And we also have a series of using up your 12 by 12s. So that's where that wants to go. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, using up your 12 by 12s in some meaningful manner. You know, making pockets and tucks and all the things that we make ephemera-wise. But out of the 12 by 12, so when we need them, they're there. Actually, one of the things I'm going to be using is an 8 by 8 pad. But, you know, same old, use it up and then... So that's just going to swing over there like that, and I need to just glue my pockets up. I'm going to use double-sided because I always think with pockets there's a bit of pushing and shoving goes on with them, so I like to be sure that they're stuck for life. Here in this country, I don't know about the States, bags when you go shopping, you know, when you go grocery shopping, well, any sort of shopping, you don't get a free bag anymore. You used to always get your groceries put into a bag, and there you go, you take it home, blah blah. But some years ago they decided that that was really bad for the environment, and we would you were encouraged to buy a bag for life, which the supermarkets also sold. And you know, they weren't expensive. Some of them were 20p, some were £1, some were more than that. But you then had what is referred to as a bag for life. So I can't remember what it was that started me telling you this story, but oh yeah, I know, you want this stuck down for life. I think that's what it was. I don't know, I've lost the flow. I've lost the plot, let's be honest. So, sorry if this isn't really a cohesive project, but maybe there's some things in it that you can take away and use in other things. And I'm dying to see what you come up with for your take 5 with these 5, well, quite difficult, I think, items to use. I'll be waiting. I know some of you, honestly, you post within hours of me finishing. I'm just going to move that out the way. Stick that up there. You are quick on the ball. Jen, I'm not expecting you to do it. You're at work. Blingy, I mean. Sorry. Could have got her into trouble there. But, you know, within half an hour of you arriving home, because I imagine that you'll be sitting there at your desk now, working out what you're going to do. Oh, dear. I'm not, Jen. So there we have it. We have our floating pocket. Let's get this out. This is a kind of journal thing. This is a bit of a tease as to what's coming up with the French fancy one. But let's just say we want to put this onto this page here. Actually, this is vellum, so it's probably not. That's a vellum page. I know. We'll put it onto here. Get a safety pin out. I will call them safety pins. They're obviously paper clips. I don't even know how you get into it. Why do they make things so difficult to get into? Can you get into that? It's lunacy. I quite like that butterfly that we embossed around, because he would have been lost. He would have been totally and utterly lost otherwise. And actually, now it's finished, I don't dislike it. I'm not going to just chuck it and not use it in my project. I quite like it. It's different, isn't it? Something different. I must never have been in that box before.
You've never been in that box before.
All right. New box, and they are a sort of rose gold colour. You can, of course, decorate these. We've looked at that before. So I'm just going to pop that on there. And I don't want to put the pin over the embossing because, I don't know, I'm afraid it's going to rub it out. So there we are. We have our floating pocket on our page. Phew. So I don't know if you like it or not. It's a bit different. But you might like to try this swatch idea somewhere in your journal. I quite like that idea. Apart from that, there we have it. Floating pocket. It's even got a reverse side to it. Like that. Which is very pretty, actually. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me. It was a bit of an odd one, but we got there. And I'll see you again in person on Saturday, assuming that I've got no ill effects from the vaccine. Saturday, 2 o'clock on this channel, and I'll see you there. In the meantime, I will be doing videos and putting videos out about the French fancy folio that we're doing, just so we can keep on top of it. I'll also be putting a video out about resizing elements that in kits you've bought. And that's it. That's keeping me busy. We will be starting using the 12 by 12 pads somewhere along the line, and I'll be putting those videos out too. So I won't be sitting twiddling my thumbs. Hope you guys aren't either. I hope you've got some ideas to go with. And I'll see you on very soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.
Alright, take care, be safe, be happy, bye.